I'm Nick Barry, and today I'm going to persuade you for the policy of ensured continued funding towards NASA. And I believe that NASA is very important towards the entire world because it's really one of the only causes. Space exploration it knows no border, and it unites everybody to a common cause. NASA, it brings the smartest people from around the world into one building, and they get to achieve the impossible, which is, explore the stars. I think I am credible to talk about this today. As a citizen of the United States, I've always kept up with, when they launch rockets and their advancements in space, and an interested person in space. It causes curiosity. NASA is an organization that embodies human curiosity and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. NASA's work goes far beyond launching rockets and sending astronauts into space. It is a beacon of hope and inspiration, a catalyst for technological innovation, and a critical player in addressing some of the most pressing challenges of our time. That comes from the Planetary Association. And I really think that means how important NASA is, because what drives us to go to the moon is our curiosity, and that's like an integral part of being human. NASA doesn't only go to space, but it makes inventions that can also help the rest of the world in ways that you wouldn't expect. Things like satellites, which forecast the weather, which we use every day. MRI, that came from technology from rockets. Even things you wouldn't think of, like space ice cream. They made that for astronauts who could eat ice cream. NASA is also important for inspiring the youth to do things like STEM, because when they see scientists who make rockets and other sorts of inventions, it makes them want to do it. So STEM also is a big part of NASA. Many countries around the world in space science and exploration, as a balanced part of their total federal budget, public opinion research has shown that people estimate NASA to take up as much of a quarter of the U.S. federal budget, when in fact, NASA's budget only represents about 0.5 of the total federal budget, and the proportion is even smaller for other spacefaring nations. That comes from the Planetary Society. And what that means is people, taxpayers especially from the United States, they look at where their tax money is going, and they see that it's going to NASA, and that's where this whole policy is what it's for, is because people want to stop giving their money to NASA because they think of it like, why am I giving my money to NASA? I don't even see the improvements. But it's actually shown, like if you look where your money going, it's actually only half a penny that really goes towards NASA. That's what's going, every dollar of your taxes is going to NASA. And so it's really not that much when you think about all the good it does. NASA also helps global partnerships from around the world. And what that means is that it unites everybody, as I said earlier, because it's one of the only causes where just all humans can come together and try to figure it out, because it's just something that everybody's curious to and everyone wants to find out. I think that NASA doesn't get enough public exposure. In a way, I think they could maybe improve upon that, is be more active on social media and maybe do countdowns till one of their spaceships goes off. That'd be gain a lot of people. In conclusion, I feel like NASA is a very important program that America should continue to fund, and I think taxpayers should really not be pinching pennies when it comes to giving their money to NASA, because it's not even that much, and the benefits that it has far exceed anything that you really think of. We might not see anyone live on Mars, but I feel like in time we're just helping out the future generations and doing something like that, which would be completely amazing. Thank you. Any questions from anyone in the crowd? Orange shirt.
You mentioned this earlier. I was just curious how MRIs originated from space exploration.
I believe that's from the installation inside the rocket ships. So I'd have to do more research, but I believe that's what it's from.
Oh, cool.
Black shirt, please.
Yeah, I would just want to ask, like, do you believe that the future of humanity is in space?
I can't say for sure, and I don't think completely. I don't think we're ever going to leave our home planet, but I believe that we will expand. Yes, to answer your question, yes. Is there any more questions?
One more question.
One more question, probably. Okay, I guess black shirt again.
Yeah, so I heard originally that NASA explored the ocean, and now all of a sudden that they have since transitioned towards spacecraft in the last, like, 150 years or so. And I would just say, what is your thoughts on that?
I believe that's because it's much, in science terms, I think it's much easier to go to the space than to build something that could handle the pressure in the ocean. So that answers everyone's questions. Thank you.
Thank you.